you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards. Tonight, all of you are part of history. This is our largest crowd ever to come and celebrate the great sports community we have. So congratulations and thank you. As you know, we've got probably about 30 different sports organizations represented here tonight. We got the best of the best. And as we say every year, win or lose, just to make it this far is an accomplishment in itself. So to the athletes that are here, to the special people that work behind the scenes that are nominated here tonight, to all the people that work behind the sports scene for your teams, congratulations. Thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for representing Windsor and Essex County so very well. You've done a great job again in 2017. Way to go. I want to give a quick shout out, as I do every time at this time of the show, to say thank you to the people behind the scenes that helped me put this together. Of course, we've got our WeTV production crew. We've got Atlas Productions as well assisting with us here. I want to give a shout out to the Komodo Club staff for all of their assistance and their cooperation throughout every year when we do this here. It's tremendous what they do for us. So let's give those groups a round of applause and thank them for putting this together. I've got the two best co-MCs in the world, Patty Handysides from AM 800 and Mark Knight way in the back there. You can see them kind of hiding. Give us a wave. Give them a round of applause. They put all of this together as far as the scripting, the voicing, everything, and they're such professionals, and they just bring the level of this ceremony up to another notch. As you know, for some reason, we had our biggest response to ticket sales, to sponsorship, to everything. And I think part of that reason is because people wanted to come and see me. I get it, it's all good. No, we have, again, it's a history-making night for the awards. Lucky number 13, we are so lucky. 13 is such a lucky number for us. We have our first international keynote guest/speaker. I'm not going to give too many details right now. Everybody that's here knows about it. I think that's a good reason why we do have the numbers this year. But I do want to thank Nadia Comaneci, who's sitting up here, for taking the time to come and join us. And we will hear from Nadia later, and she might even give us a demonstration or two. We'll see. So, we have a lot of awards to give away, and there's a lot of tough categories this year. This was a real difficult year for our selection committee. I know they're in the back. They work really hard at this. They really care about who are getting these awards. They do a lot of research. They get as much information as possible to make sure that we get it right. And if you look at the track record of the WESPY Awards, we have players that were recognized when they're at high school here or when they're playing at the University of Windsor or at St. Clair College, and they've gone on to even bigger and better things. But we recognize them here first. And that's because of the great work of our sports selection committee. They're in the back. Thanks a lot, guys, and give them a round of applause because they put in a lot of time. And they know they're not going to satisfy everybody, but they do their best, and they do it with a lot of integrity and a lot of honesty. So appreciate the hard work. I want to give a shout out to my good friend and, again, longtime sponsor, title sponsor with us, Dave Cassidy. He's right here with Unifor 444. They continue to create jobs, keep jobs. They work so hard in our community. They work so hard with so many charity and organizations. And Dave, again, stepped up for us with his gang at Unifor 444. Thanks, Dave. Great to see you tonight. And lastly, and then I'll get to everybody, then we'll get this show going. There's a new group on board with us this year. When I approached a good longtime friend of mine, Jim Lucier, Jimmy's right here. He said, hey, Jim, you know anybody that might want to get involved with the WESPYs? Well, right away, Jim was like, yeah, I got 3 other guys, no problem. I said, okay, I'll take all 3 of them. So before you know it, Jim got on the phone to Charlie Hotham, Dan Reiner, and Brad Hearn, and I had our first foursome as a title sponsor. And I'll tell you what, these guys have been just phenomenal in getting the word out. Dan Reiner was incredibly generous in putting a billboard up on Dougal Avenue there. Thanks for that, Dan. And they've just made this a lot of fun this year, actually. So to those guys, welcome to the WESPYs, and thank you. Of course, I can't thank everybody individually, but we got a lot of special people here tonight. It's a great night for our sports community. This is the night where we put everybody in the spotlight and we let the community know. Tonight we're letting the world know, because I know we got people looking in from Florida. I know we got some people in Europe watching this tonight. Probably Nadia's mom's watching it, I hope. But we showcase Windsor and Essex County sports and its depth of talent and great athletes and great organizations tonight. And I'm so very excited and happy to be doing that. And the WESPY Awards are certainly a good vehicle to do this. So enjoy the night, have fun with it. Again, remember, this is all about being a good sport here tonight and making it this far. So it's going to be a great night. I'm going to send it back over, I think, to Mark and Patty. Patty, okay? And we will get the show rolling. Thanks for coming, everybody. Enjoy the night.
Thanks, Dom. Tonight, we're celebrating our 13th year here at the WESPY Awards. And in the previous 12 years, we've been very fortunate to have so many amazing athletes nominated. The awards have made some minor change over the years, but there's one constant. It's always been the athletes. Some previous nominees and winners have gone on to play professional sports. Some have become successful in business, and others, Olympic medal winners. We're proud to welcome back some of those athletes to help us celebrate tonight. From the sport of soccer, Mike Pio. Please stand, Mike. And from softball, welcome back Sarah Yitzma-Sides. Let's hear it for these exceptional WESPY alumni. First up now is swimming.
Please welcome, on behalf of our presenting partner, Harold Remark, Royal LePage Binder Real Estate, Mike Morency.
The female nominees for the 13th annual WESPY Awards. Swimming, Maddie McDonald, Windsor Aquatic Club, Walkerville Secondary School. Julia Marcuzzi, Windsor Essex Swim Team, Tecumseh Vista Academy. Maddie Lavoie, Windsor Essex Swim Team, Leamington District High School.
Male swimming nominees: Luca Chandusi, Windsor Essex Swim Team, Villanova Secondary School. Samuel Zhang, Windsor Essex Swim Team, Maranatha Academy. Ethan Fazekas, Windsor Aquatic Club.
Thank you very much. The Female Swimming Award goes to Maddie McDonald.
And the male, Mike?
And the Male Swimming Award goes to Ethan Fazekas.
Maddie finished fourth in the 100-meter backstroke at the age group nationals and the Ontario Junior International Competition, featuring the top 18 and under swimmers in the country. She was a bronze medalist at the Eastern Canadian Championship and was a top 16 finisher at the Canadian National Swimming Trials. She accepted a scholarship to Florida State University. For the third year in a row, Ethan is swimming to success. He was ranked second in the country for his age group in the 50 and 100-meter freestyle, narrowly missing a spot on Canada's World Junior team by 0.31 seconds. Attending U of T in the fall, just like past WESPY winners Rachel Rodet and Kylie Moss, Maddie McDonald and Ethan Fazekas swimming, 13th annual WESPY Award recipients. And let's welcome back Dominic Poppin to the stage for our first major award.
All right, we got the show rolling. That's good. Our first winner. Congratulations to the swimming people. We're going to get into one of our, what we call a major award, and it's a legacy, the Legacy Award. This is a Hall of Fame type of award, and this is to the people that have, over the years, just done so many things at every level of sport in our community. They've been an athlete, they've been a coach, they've been an administrator, they've done all kinds of things to keep our sports community going forward, and they've contributed to championships, they've contributed to developing athletes. So we give out a Legacy Award every year to a female and a male recipient, and this year we have two incredible people that are going to receive Legacy Awards. I'll send it back to Patty, and she'll get the introductions going. And again, congratulations to our Legacy recipients.
This year's Female Legacy Award recipient is Marilyn Holland.
What a surprise it was when I received the phone call from the WESPY Committee. Being honored with the Legacy Award is humbling, and I wish to thank the WESPY Committee for the consideration. In my early years of coaching, I was mentored by Mrs. Lynn Pearson, the late Mr. Dave Matheson Sr., and the late Mrs. Sandy Clark, all of whom passed along their passion for skating and dedication to athletes. Over the years, my focus has adjusted to fit the needs of skaters and clubs in the region. I've coached at 12 different clubs in the Windsor-Essex region, but now I stay busy closer to home, coaching can skaters, figure skaters, and power skaters at the Riverside Skating Club and Skate Tecumseh. It is also a privilege for me to work with minor hockey teams. It gives me great pleasure to see young athletes mature and through sport develop into fine citizens. In addition to coaching, I've been happy to represent the Sun Parlor region coaches on the Western Ontario Coaching Committee and have been a mentor to young coaches working on their NCCP certification, and I'm proud that many of my former students have gone on to become Skate Canada certified coaches, some of whom coach along with me today. Highlights in my career have been attending the Jane Torval and Christopher Dean Ice Dance Seminar in Sun Valley, Idaho, starting up my adult ice dance program to promote skating for life, working with my competitive dance teams, volunteering as a coach in the All Saints skating program for new Canadians at Charles Clark Square, and being awarded the Skate Canada Western Ontario Club and Recreational Coach Award of Excellence in 2015. Coaching education continues to be a priority for me. I regularly attend national coaching conferences where I can learn from experts and network with coaches from across Canada. Staying current with coaching techniques allows me to offer my best to my skaters. I wish to thank the clubs and teams that have given me the opportunity to coach, my colleagues for their camaraderie, my many students throughout the years, and my family for understanding the crazy work schedule of a coach. A special thank you to my children, John, Heather, and Todd, for attending tonight. I wish to congratulate all the WESPY nominees and winners. Enjoy your evening.
Please welcome from our presenting partners group, Jim Lucier from Lucier Glove and Safety, Dan Reiner from Reiner's Guaranteed Collision, Charlie Hotham from Hotham Building Materials, and Brad Hearn from The Fort, along with this year's Female Legacy Award recipient, Marilyn Holland.
What do we say? Congratulations to Marilyn Holland, Legacy Award. Oh, congratulations to Marilyn Holland on the Legacy Award. We'll make it official. Hang on. Says Dan Reiner.
There you go, Marilyn.
This year's Male Legacy Award recipient is Eddie Chittero.
Good evening. My congratulations to this evening's honorees. I would like to relate some opportunities and highlights of my sports-related endeavors. Throughout my life, I was sports-minded. I played sports. I had some athletic ability. Unfortunately, there were opportunities to play at elementary, secondary, college levels and summer programs. I graduated from Assumption College and later received my Ontario Teacher Secondary qualifications. After teaching for 1 year, I returned for graduate studies at the University of Windsor. I was given the opportunity to be assistant varsity basketball coach and head junior varsity basketball coach. 12 years later, in 1968, I was appointed interim head varsity basketball coach. The team was talented, disciplined, and committed, resulting in championships. An unforgettable season. Also, several years I coached at Herman and Riverside secondary schools, and again, an enjoyable experiences. As chairman of the Windsor-Essex County and University of Windsor Alumni Sports Hall of Fame, I had the opportunity and privilege to work with dedicated committee members to help preserve our community's sports heritage. I am grateful for the influence of many mentors, administrators, Lauren Rogers, Wally Fox, Don Highland, Father J.M. Hussey, Richard Moriarty, Father Hartman, and Tony Tetchko. Educators and coaches, Harvey Brown, Father Charles Armstrong, Jean DeRoche, Stanley Renata, Hank Biasetti, Bob Samaras, and Joe Ciparone. Teammates many years ago, Jack Bruce, Charles Cleaney, Max Cars, and Lou Veres. And friends who were a great influence to me as well, Reno Bertoya, James Murphy, Saul Nausenchuk, and Ethel Stewart. I wish to acknowledge Evelyn, my wife of 53 years, and our children, Nancy, John, and Paul, for their love, encouragement, and patience. I'm truly grateful for your support. Lastly, to Dominic Pompa, founder of the WESPY Awards, World Church, and committee members who considered me worthy candidate for the Legacy Award. A wonderful honor, and I thank you.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Unifor Locals 444 and 2458, Dave Cassidy, and this year's Legacy Award recipient, Eddie Chittero.
Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to present the Male Legacy Award to Eddie Chittero. Eddie, congratulations.
And at this time, we'd like to invite Dominic Papa back to the stage.
Stay here. All right, congratulations, Eddie. Congratulations, Marilyn. We're going to get into our first presenting partner. We call them presenting partners because without all of our sponsors here tonight, for the athletes that are here, for the coaches that know how important it is to have funding for sports, things like that, for the athletes that are here, though, specifically, without these sponsors here tonight, these partners, as I call them, because they make this machine go, the WESPY Awards, and we have the most generous sports community when it comes to sponsorship, and there's so many tremendous business people here tonight that make this possible. Our presenting partner, one of our presenting partners tonight, they've been on board with me since day one of the WESPY Awards. For the last several years, they have been our presenting partner, our title partner in this. I want to bring back Dave Cassidy to say a few words on behalf of Local 4444 and 2458. Dave Cassidy.
Thanks, Dominic. I didn't know I was doing this, Dominic, but thank you so much. And I'm just honored to be here, obviously, from our local union in the community. I'm just, it's thrilling to see all the young athletes here going to be accepting these awards. Our local obviously is fortunate enough. We have 10,000 active members in our local, and just down the road here, there's about 6,500 workers at that minivan plant that pump out a pretty good product there, along with the members that we have at the casino and our parts facilities. So yes, we are a big part of the community. We give back to the community like a lot of you other businesses and organizations do, and we're very privileged, and I'm very privileged to be a representative of Unifor Local 444 and 2458. But Dominic, it's been a pleasure since the inception of the WESPY Awards, and hopefully we can continue with this as we move forward. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're very pleased to have the continued support of Unifor Local 444 and 2458, and we're happy to venture into a new area with partnering with Hotham Building Materials, Lucia Glove and Safety this year as we enjoy the 13th Annual WESPY Awards. The soccer category is next.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, MBSP Accounting, Angelo Battisti. The female nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards: Soccer, Emma Collins, St. Anne High School; Melanie Jubenville, St. Clair College; Jade Samping, Holy Names High School, Eastside Kickers, Windsor Lancers.
Male soccer nominees: Jamar Kelly, Windsor TFC; Coredi Adepitan, St. Clair College; Kyle Vizarakis, Windsor Lancers, Windsor TFC.
For the female recipient, Melanie Jubenville. For the male recipient, Jamar Kelly.
Melanie is a St. Clair midfielder and captain of her team. She has an outstanding work rate and a great attitude. She led her team to a silver medal in indoor while helping her team to a 7-2-1 regular season outdoor record and 3-1 in the playoffs. She was a first-team OCAA All-Star. In 2017, Jamar's play was recognized by opposing coaches as exceptional and was selected as an All-Star for the leagues. Captain and MVP of his team, he plays every game like it's a championship match. Never loses a one-on-one battle and very supportive of his teammates. He's been tagged by the newly formed CPL as a very good prospect. Melanie Jubenville and Jamar Kelly, soccer, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. We'll be right back to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, sponsored in part by Harold Remark, Royal LePage Binder Real Estate, Unifor Locals 444 and 2458, Forget Me Not Flower Boutique, and Riverside Minor Baseball.
This is a 50-year-old, but so is this, and this. This could be their ride. Or maybe it's this, or this. They might live here, or is it here? These could be their children. This is their hobby. Or this, or even this. And this tops their bucket list. Not that. This. We're all different. That's why you deserve better than off-the-shelf financial advice. Get advice as unique as you are with Investors Group.
Windsor started a tradition way back of giving us great barbecue north of the border, and you can taste that tradition when you come to Tommy's Barbecue. Dive into Tommy's rotisserie-style ribs and chicken, along with the crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, and the original hot and sweet sauces. Plus all those amazing desserts like Black Forest cake and strawberry cheesecake. Taste the tradition and so much more at Tommy's Barbecue, 999 Erie Street East. See you there, Windsor.
Yep. Welcome back to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, sponsored in part by Cintas Canada, Monts On Time Express, McTagg Law Firm, and the Canadian Executive Search Group. Now let's welcome back Dominic Papa.
All right, good. We're moving. That's great. Good stuff. How's the food, everybody? How's the food? All right? Not bad. Not bad. I don't get to sample it until much later, so it's okay. I can wait. Our next award, it's another what we call another major award. It's an award that was created 4 or 5 years ago, and again, it's one of those awards that I think is very important. Every great athletic program, the leadership starts at the top. It's the top executives that push the buttons to hire certain people, to bring in coaches, to just put the program on a good path to success. So it's the Ken Dryden Executive of the Year Award. I will pass it back to Mr. Patty. Oh, Mr. Sorry, Patty. Don't hit me. I apologize, Patty.
That's okay, Dom.
To the beautiful Patty Handy Side.
It's the low voice.
That's it.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Martindale Window and Door, Scott Martindale. Nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards. Ken Dryden Executive of the Year Award. John Savage, Memorial Cup Committee, Windsor Spitfires. Mladen Morich, Windsor Essex County Soccer. Carrie Vigneault, WinStars Gymnastics.
I'm proud to announce the winner, John Savage.
During the 2016-17 season, John was very involved in bringing the MasterCard Memorial Cup to the city of Windsor. He and his wife Margaret were the co-hosts of the executive committee responsible for the coordination and promotion of this 10-day nationally broadcast tournament and all its accompanying activities. This event culminated in the Windsor Spitfires sweeping the tournament and winning the 2017 MasterCard Memorial Cup. John Savage, Ken Dryden Executive of the Year, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipient.
Thank you very much. This is a great tribute, but I just quickly want to say my co-chair was my wife, Margaret. We spent a lot of hours behind the scenes, but there were 650 volunteers and over 700 people involved in bringing the MasterCard Memorial Cup to Windsor. And the team that won it, the Windsor Spitfires, Cinderella story. Thank you very much.
John Savage. Joining our list of partners this year to help celebrate the 13th Annual WESPY Awards is Riders Guaranteed Collision. Please welcome Dan Ryder to say a few words.
everyone's been asking less about how do we get involved in this or why do we get involved in this. And it's all about family and sport. And didn't know I was going to be doing this, but while I'm up here, I was talking about my kids and how much I love driving them around, my wife and I, Debbie, for the last 20 years, 25 years. And just getting up in the car on a Friday afternoon, heading down 94. Debbie goes up 401 to gymnastics. And Nadia, we got a gold medal of gymnastics lady in our family, too. It was in Ontario, but not around the world, but it was in Ontario. Megan. But doing those trips up the road, I'm telling you, we loved it. Our whole life just traveling with the kids and doing stuff. And like we're a big family. And this is a big family sport here. And proud of all you. We love it. And even though we got beat up a lot of those games, we just, it grew their character and who they are today. And we just love it. And Dom, thanks for having us here tonight. And proud to be part of it. Thank you very much.
You'll see in your programs, volleyball is next.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Healthy Creations Incorporated, Chris Brecka.
The female nominees for the 13th annual WESPY Awards: Tim Hommel Volleyball, Paige Fills, Riverside Secondary School, South County Bandits, Kaylee Parker, Riverside Secondary School, Genesis Volleyball Club, Carly Bailey, Windsor Lancers.
Tim Hommel Male Volleyball nominees: John Moat, Windsor Lancers; Brad Giemi, Windsor Lancers; Jordan Fair, Leamington District High School.
The female recipient is Kaylee Parker, and the male recipient is John Moat.
Kaylee is an outside hitter and co-captain of her high school team. She led her team to the city title and a second place finish at OFSA. Kaylee's been a member of Team Ontario since she was 15 and a first team All-Star. On a team with a record of 5 and 12, John was fourth in hitting percentage with .412. He was the team MVP and earned a spot on the University of Windsor's second team OUA All-Stars. Kaylee Parker and John Moat, Tim Hommel Volleyball 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. And it's time once again to hear from Dominic Papa.
Good athletes, pretty good athletes, eh? It's amazing, amazing the depth of our sports community, just outstanding. Another major award that we brought on board right from day one, and this is an award that really is, I think, one of the more important ones. It's also very special to me. The gentleman that it's named after, the Nobby Knutson Volunteer of the Year. Most of us in the room, if you've been in sports for a while, Nobby's touched you guys in one way or another. He's raised money for everyone. And we lost Nobby a few years ago, but we're certainly proud and pleased to have Nobby's name on this award. And again, it's the people behind the scenes, these volunteers that keep these programs alive. Without volunteers, it just is not going to work. And I'll tell you what, these people, a lot of them, the winners, the recipients, are former players themselves, and they just want to give back. They give back, and that's what we talk about here at the WESPYs. The athletes that are here tonight, don't forget to come back and give back, because so many people in this room here, our sponsors, Dave Cassidy used to be an athlete. Wow, sort of, sort of. No, Dave was actually a pretty good athlete, but Jim Lucier, he was an outstanding goaltender, I can tell you that. Mind you, I scored on him a few times, but we won't talk about that, Jim. But volunteers, so give back, give back. These recipients tonight are giving back, and they're proud to do it, and they make their programs go. So I'm going to send it back over to Mark this time, and Mark will get the recipients out for the Nobby Knutson Volunteers of the Year.
The names of this year's recipients were made public a few weeks ago and are listed in your program. The Female Volunteer of the Year is Melanie Cardinal from Sandwich Secondary School. The Male Volunteer of the Year, this year we have two. Jim Morgan from the Windsor Clippers and Ogidio Mosca from the Kubota Club.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Rob Moore for his nomination and the rest of the WESPY committee for giving me this award. I want to congratulate the rest of the nominees and award winners here this evening. You should all be very proud of your accomplishments this past season. I feel very honored receiving this award because I know that there are so many other volunteers and coaches in Windsor-Essex that are very deserving of this award. I want to thank my mom and my sister and all of my coaches for instilling in me the love of the sport of basketball and athletics in general. I want to specifically thank my teachers and coaches from Sandwich Secondary. They have given me so many opportunities to play the sport that I love, and they are so giving of their time and energy. You are now my colleagues, and I still see that drive and that passion for students in you every day. I know as teachers, it's part of our jobs to be part of the school community, but there are so many teachers there that go above and beyond to give back to their students. I feel very honored receiving this award because I do what I do because I love it. I love the sports, I love the athletics, and I specifically love my athletes. Last year in particular was an amazing year, and I got to meet so many amazing students who are so passionate about their sports and were very coachable and really fun. I want to say thank you again to the WESPYs for this incredible honor. It is up there with one of the best awards that I've won. Maybe not as good as winning Wexton and Swassa last year for boys basketball, but it's up there. So thank you again to all of my coaches throughout the years and all of the relationships that I've built in Windsor-Essex through athletics. I appreciate all of you, and you've all made me the woman that I am today. Thank you again, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks.
Thank you, Dominic Papa and the committee of the WESPY Awards. Like all great organizations, it's the people behind the scenes that make things run smoothly and seamlessly. Thank you to the Kubota Club for the wonderful food and service here tonight. Congrats to all the nominees on great seasons. It's an achievement just to be up here tonight. Good luck. I feel very humbled and honored to be receiving the Nabi Knutson Volunteer of the Year Award. Seems like only yesterday that the phone rang. Didn't recognize the number, but recognized the voice. Mike Sawyer from the Greater Lacrosse Association, better known as the Windsor Clippers, calling to see if I'd be interested in the equipment manager job. Normal questions would be about the job, how many days, how many hours, what do I gotta do. My only concern was I on the hook for 7 more $100 raffle tickets to be sold. All kidding aside, my son had just come off a great first season with the Clippers. I've seen tremendous growth in as a person and as a player. I didn't know if me being around would stunt that growth. So I said to Mike, if I don't see any changes in him, I would be good with it, and Mike was good with it as well. Anybody knows Mike and the organization know what a first-rate organization it is. The kids, the coaches, myself, anybody within, never go unwanting of anything. Mike takes care of all of us and everything we need. I'd like to thank Mike, the coaches, the players, the committee, for all their support. Thank you, and have a good night.
I'd like to begin by saluting my fellow nominees, Melanie Cardinal and Jim Morgan. Congratulations to both of you on the award, and thank you for your hard work in the sports community. I'd like to thank Mr. Dominic Papa and his nomination committee for considering me for this award. When I first received the phone call from Mr. Church earlier this month, I was surprised, thrilled, and humbled, but I didn't know a lot about Mr. Knutson. A few minutes of research and reading up, and I realized what an amazing legacy this man has left behind. His impact on the sporting community has been incredible, and it is very fitting to have this WESPY Award in his name. Receiving this prestigious award is a great honor for me, and I share it fully with the Kubota Soccer Committee, South Windsor Youth Soccer Club, and McAuliffe Park Sports. All the committee members, coaches, and managers are the ones who really make our programs a great success and put smiles on the faces of our young athletes. Thank you to my mom and dad for the great example they set for me growing up. My mom has always been a selfless and giving individual, always doing for others first, still to this day. And to my dad, who worked midnight shift at Chrysler so he could coach me and my teammates. Once I was done playing, he did the same for my sister. I love you both very much, and thank you for being tremendous role models for me. Thank you to my wife Lisa and my 2 children, Anissa and Mateo. Whether I'm at a meeting, running a training session, or painting lines at the soccer field, they're always there at home waiting for me with a hug and a kiss. And there's rarely a day that goes by without a text message, heart, or an I love you from my wife. I love you, Lisa. And I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for Tony Mancuso, Ettore Truant, Frank Ferroni, Marcello Rose, and John Naccarato. These guys pulled me into the soccer committee almost 23 years ago, probably with the hopes that they'd be doing something else with their time by this time. John unfortunately passed away in 2016 and was a great mentor to me. I learned a lot from him. The rest of the guys are still around today, still on the soccer committee, working on their 40th year of volunteering for soccer in our community. To Mark Mattias, Aurelio Roncone, Frank Ferroni, Frank Personati, and Frank Borelli, I want to thank you for your constant support, vision, and partnership in helping our clubs grow together. We always seem to have common goals and like strategies. The 4 of you, along with other board members, are great people, and I am proud to call you my friends. And where would a coach be without his assistant coaches and managers? Probably hiding in a hole somewhere. So thanks to my co-coaches and managers, Darren, Adriana, Paulette, Roberto, Greg, Dave, Paul, Jennifer, Marco, Jeff, Dario, Helder, Ren, Pete, Mike, Russ, Tony, Kelly, Rocco, and Vicky. I know that's a lot of names, but I coach a lot of teams. And finally, I'd like to thank the Caboto Club. You've been a beacon of community support and leadership for over 90 years. You gave me the opportunity to be who I am today, and I thank you for that. Your generosity, donations of over $400,000 the past 20 years have supported over 5,000 soccer players, boys and girls, men and women of all nationalities and religions. The soccer community is indebted to you for your generosity, and I'm so very proud to represent you today. I'll close by saying that volunteers are becoming more and more rare in today's world. Between liabilities, complainers, and outright rude and ignorant people, I will tell you that there's no better reward in this world than doing for others, and besides being called Dad, my favorite name is Coach Egidio. Thank you.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Hogan's Printing, the Dugout, Dan Hogan and Nick Pwim, along with the Nobby Knudsen Female and Male Volunteers of the Years, Melanie Cardinal, Egidio Mosca, and Jim Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very fortunate to have a 50-50 raffle tonight. Proceeds are going to the Windsor-Essex Sports Foundation, so if you see a 50-50 ticket seller, please wave them over, or you can get that at the 50-50 table at the north side of the room.
And now the Windsor Minor Hockey Association Bob Probert Community Award. At this time, please welcome to the stage for this special presentation, Dean Lapierre.
Thank you. As everyone knows, it'll be 8 years in June that we lost Bob Probert. Anybody knew the real Bob Probert, knew the type of guy he was, always giving back to the community. So when Dominic asked us if we wanted to come up with an award, we were honored to do it. It's my pleasure to give this Bob Probert Community Award 2018. It's in recognition for the advancement of Windsor Minor Hockey through long, outstanding contribution and commitment to the program. The winner of this award was a coach, was a board member, and now he's been a longtime sponsor. It's my pleasure to give this award to John Montello at Monson Time Express. I know John's not here, but Donna Perry will come to accept it.
At this time, let's hear from Charlie Hotham from Hotham Building Materials.
Good evening. Thank you, Patty. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was approached to ask to be a presenting sponsor by Jimmy Lucier, I wasn't sure if that was something that was of great interest to me. We had a meeting with Dominic Papa, and he explained to me in depth the WESPIs. As a resident of this community for pretty much all of my life, 58 years, I can't believe I didn't choke on that. But having been a part of this community, playing various sports all my life, my children playing sports all my life, and now I have a grandson involved in Windsor Minor Hockey, which gives me great pride to go and watch. And Kaboto Soccer, right on, Ange, thanks for prompting me. But after listening to Dominic Papa, I was sold. I'm very fortunate that we have a successful family business in this community. And sometimes you have to stop and you have to think that everything cannot be measured by return. I don't know how much return I would get from an event like this, but I can tell you one thing. I can measure the success and what the contribution that the sports community in our little town of Windsor and the community of Essex does to our young people. It keeps them active, it keeps them involved, it keeps them off the street, and it gives them purpose. You can't measure that. So as business community-minded people, you can't look at return all the time. And I was sold on this after meeting once with Dominic Papa. He convinced me of what this community produces in talent and what it does with, you saw some of the comments already tonight, and how good the coaching staff and the coaching people in this community promotes and dedicates so much time. We need to thank guys like Dominic Papa for recognizing the hard work that people put into our community in the sports world. And we need to recognize and say thank you to Dominic for recognizing the talent that we have put out in Essex County. I just want to finally say, I'm very proud to be a sponsor. I am very proud to be part of a night that we recognize such wonderful young people, and certainly the coaching people that in this community as well. And I want to say thank you to Dominic for opening my eyes and making sure that I don't measure everything by return. It's what you give back, and we gave back tonight. Thank you very much.
Next up is the John Ferguson Circle of Seven Horseman of the Year. Please welcome from our presenting partner, Mont On Time Express, Donna Perry.
13th Annual WESPY Awards Horseman nominees: Tim Myers, Gord McDonald, Lindsay Kerr.
Lindsay Kerr.
Carrying on the legacy of her late father, Randy Kerr, Lindsay had a breakout year in 2017 with 29 winners from 173 starts. Her horses finished in the top three over 50% of the time. Horses trained by her earned $150,000. We'll be right back to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, sponsored in part by LaSalle Travel, J.P. Thompson Architects, Holiday Inn Express Windsor Waterfront, and Viewpoint Winery.
This is a 50-year-old, but so is this, and this. This could be their ride, or maybe it's this, or this. They might live here, or is it here? These could be their children. This is their hobby, or this, or even this, and this tops their bucket list. Not that. This. We're all different. That's why you deserve better than off-the-shelf financial advice. Get advice as unique as you are with Investors Group.
Windsor started a tradition way back of giving us great barbecue north of the border, and you can taste that tradition when you come to Tommy's Barbecue. Dive into Tommy's rotisserie-style ribs and chicken, along with the crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, and the original hot and sweet sauces. Plus all those amazing desserts like Black Forest cake and strawberry cheesecake. Taste the tradition and so much more at Tommy's Barbecue, 999 Erie Street East. See you there, Windsor.
Welcome back to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, sponsored in part by Brad Bondi Realtor, Penalty Box Restaurant, Scotiabank, and Martindale Window and Door.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Brad Bondi Realty, Mr. Brad Bondi.
The female nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards: basketball, Emily Prevost, Windsor Lancers; Lucia McElwain, Essex District High School; Shannon Kennedy, St. Clair College.
Male basketball nominees: Ali Mansour, Kennedy Collegiate; Mike Rocca, Windsor Lancers; Maurice Jones, Windsor Express.
Thank you, everybody. And on behalf of Team Brad Bondi and RE/MAX, it's a pleasure and honor to be here to give out one of the awards. And it's a real honor to meet in person today Nadia Comaneci. So I still remember a few years ago on that balance beam. Ouch. Okay, anyway. The winners for the female recipient, Emily Prevost. And the winner for the male recipient, Maurice Mo Jones.
Not only did Emily average 14.5 points per game, she was team MVP and OUA First Team All-Star. She won the DeMarco Award as the top female student athlete at the University of Windsor and led the entire country in rebounding. Fans call him Mojo, and he definitely has it. In his first season as a rookie with the Express, he set a new league record with an average 8 assists per game. He played in all 40 Express games, playing 1,246 minutes, and led the league with 99 steals. Maurice averaged 9.9 points per game and was named NBL Canada's top rookie. Emily Prevost and Maurice Jones, basketball 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients.
Just one quick note, folks. This Friday and Sunday, Windsor Express basketball. Come out and watch them. Great team.
As Dominic Papa says, we're very, very pleased to include major portions of tonight's show. And it's time for our fourth major award, the Mickey Reno Captain's Leadership Award. Please welcome back from our presenting partners, Windsor Minor Hockey and AAA Zone, Dean Lapierre, along with Mark and Jane Reno.
13th Annual WESPY Awards Mickey Reno Captain's Leadership Award nominees: Adam Slickbore, Windsor AKO Fratman Football; Amanda Simke, Windsor Lancers Softball; Shannon Kennedy, St. Clair College.
In Mickey's honor, it's a source of great pride for our family to see athletes recognized in this way. The Mickey Reno Leadership Award is one that exemplifies the attributes that all athletes should convey. The example that good work in the arena and good work in the community go hand in hand to inspire others to do the same. Mickey understood this responsibility. It's what made him such a fine hockey player. It's what made him such a great person. This year's recipient is also a truly remarkable person. The winner of this year's Mickey Reno Leadership Award is Amanda Simke.
As a second-year captain of her Lancer squad, she helps out with coaching duties. Amanda volunteers at the Humane Society once a week and is a mentor big sister to a young woman who is legally blind, spending 2 or 3 days a week doing activities and spending time with her to assist her parents. She was always on top of her studies and assisting with softball clinics. She tutors high school math free of charge. Amanda was selected by Ontario Intercollegiate Women's Fastball Association. Amanda Simke, Mickey Reno Captain's Leadership Award, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipient. Football is our next category. Please welcome from our presenting partner, Penalty Box Restaurant, Van Nifris, Leona, and Gina Fracas.
th Annual WESPY Awards Gino Fracas Football nominees: Daniel Metcalf, Windsor Lancers; Michael Herzog, Holy Names High School; Brandon Riehm, Windsor AKO Fratman; Adam Slickbore, Windsor AKO Fratman.
It's with great honor to present this award alongside one of my favorite ladies in the whole world, Mrs. Fracas. The winner of the Gino Fracas Football Award is Brandon Riehm, quarterback, AKO Fratman.
As a fourth-year player and captain for the Fratman, Brandon was the league leader in QB efficiency, set team records in completion percentage, yards per game, and touchdowns. He led his team to the OFC Championships and won, earning a trip to the national finals. His coach calls him the ultimate team player. Brandon Riehm, Gino Fracas Football 13th Annual WESPY Award recipient. It's time to head on over to the driving range. Golf is our next category.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Eddie Azar Remax Realty, Eddie Azar. The female nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards. Golf, Melanie Burgess, Windsor Lancers, Roseland Golf and Curling Club. Jasmine Lee, Kingsville Golf Country Club, Holy Names High School. Megan Shower, Essex Golf and Country Club.
Male golf nominees: Thomas DeMarco, Essex Golf and Country Club; James Hill, Beech Grove Golf and Country Club; Bryce Evon, Roseland Golf and Country Club, Windsor Lancers.
Good evening. The female recipient winner is Jasmine Lee, and the male recipient winner is James Hill.
With last year's WESPY Award in hand, Jasmine finished second place overall at the Officer Girls and named New Team Ontario. She won all Jameson events she played in except for one, of which she was the runner-up. Jasmine was the overall Jameson Junior Tour winner in 2017. James is enrolled in the IB program at Assumption College Catholic High School with an 88 average and a 1220 SAT score. He won the 2017 Essex Kent Golf Championship and the 2017 Beech Grove Junior Club Championship. He was the 2017 Jameson Junior Golf Tour overall winner for ages 13 through 18. Jasmine Lee and James Hill, Golf 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. And at this time, I'd like to invite up the third member of our new partnering group, Brad Hearn from the Fort.
Well, the last time I was on this stage, I told a joke that nobody got, and I kind of crashed, so I'm not going to do that again. And I'm not going to follow Charlie because he's running for mayor. But Dan said it all driving around, and I said one day that I would never do that. Now, a father of three, I drive my kids around, my wife drives the kids around, we spend a lot of time on the road, we have a lot of fun, we meet a lot of people. It's very good. Sharing all the times and stuff with the community. So that's why I got involved as well. Although I just talked to Peter, the owner of Manser Rings, who's a sponsor, and he says they have a lot of bowling rings he makes in Windsor. And as the owner of a small bowling alley out in Amherstburg, it's called the Fort. Fun center. It is fun. We have arcades. There's no award for arcades. You spend a couple of bucks, you get a cute little toy. Everybody's happy. We have volleyball. We have a lot of things. We're going to have camping. We're going to have go-karts. We're going to have a lot of stuff one day if you're out in Amherstburg. So I just want to thank everybody. And all the best to the contestants and to the Kubota. I've had a lot of good times here, and I'm not going anywhere. Goodbye. Thank you.
Next up is our Parasport Athletes category.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board, Stephen Fields. Nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, Parasport Athletes: Corbin Watson, Essex Kent Ice Bullets; Jessica Matassa, Essex Kent Ice Bullets; Matthew Debley, Rugby Canada.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm going to Amherstburg after this all wraps up. Are you guys with me or what? Sounds like a lot of fun out there. In all seriousness, before I announce the recipient of this year's award, I'd just like to say what an honor it is to be able to present, be able to sponsor this award. At the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board, we really pride ourselves on being an inclusive board that places a great deal of emphasis on making certain that any student with special needs has the same opportunity that any other student does, and that's very, very important to us. So thank you, Dominic. So to all the nominees who are up for this award this year, in our eyes, you are all winners. The WESPY this year, however, goes to Matthew Debley.
Although a newcomer to the WESPY stage, Matthew is no newcomer to the sporting scene. He was ranked junior at the age of 12. This past March, he was named to the Canadian wheelchair rugby team on his first tryout. He won a gold medal for Team Ontario and competed for Team Canada in 3 tournaments in 2017, which has secured a spot in the next World Championships in Australia in 2018. Matthew Debley, Parasport athlete, 13th annual WESPY Award recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, our 50-50 draw is sitting at $600. The sellers are still making their way around the room. Let's continue on with the wrestling category.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Barron's Championship Rings, Peter Canis and Drina Baron-Zidek.
The female nominees for the 13th annual WESPY Awards. Wrestling. Jessica Hodgkin, Sandwich Secondary School, Windsor Wrestling Club. Ella Dornart, Sandwich Secondary School, Windsor Wrestling Club. Brooke Fletcher, Tecumseh Vista Academy, Windsor Wrestling Club.
Male wrestling nominees. Dante DeLuca, Holy Names High School, Essex Wrestling Club. Alex Dufour, LeSoar High School, LeSoar Wrestling Club. Anthony Papia, Sandwich Secondary School, Windsor Wrestling Club.
And the female recipient is Brooke Fletcher.
And the male recipient is Alex Dufour.
Brooke was a WEXA champion, a SWASA champion, and an OFSA bronze at the 47.5 kilogram. She was voted by all coaches the J.P. Reno Award, winner at WEXA as the most dedicated wrestler over her 4-year high school career. At the Canadian National Juvenile Championships, she earned gold in Greco-Roman and 7 in freestyle. Alex was a WEXA, SWASA, and OFSA champion at 54 kilograms. Although he did not compete at the Ontario Juvenile Championships because of a concussion, he placed 6th in freestyle at the Canadian National Juvenile Championships. Brooke Fletcher and Alex Dufour Wrestling 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. Well, we've heard from Dan, we've heard from Charlie, we've heard from Brad. It's now time to hear from Jim Lucier from Lucier Glove and Safety.
Well, I'd like to thank Don for the opportunity for myself and all my 3 colleagues to be sponsors here tonight. And congratulations to everybody that has won an award. It's awesome, and even the people that haven't. It's great to be part of sports in Windsor and Essex County. And I just want to ask Charlie how he stole my speech tonight, Mr. Holtham there. I had coffee with him this morning, and I give everything back, and he just stole it from me. So it's hard to follow that act. But all I want to say is, on behalf of our family and Lucier Glove and Safety, my wife Vienna, James, Jacob, and Natalie, and my brother-in-law Frank that's here tonight, Cremasco, thank you very much for everything, and God bless everybody. Have a great night.
We'll be right back to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, sponsored in part by AM 800, Cintas Canada, Copycat Printing, and Stuart Fisher and Associates.
This is a 50-year-old, but so is this, and this. This could be their ride, or maybe it's this, or this. They might live here, or is it here? These could be their children. This is their hobby, or this, or even this, and this tops their bucket list. Not that. This. We're all different. That's why you deserve better than off-the-shelf financial advice. Get advice as unique as you are with Investors Group.
Windsor started a tradition way back of giving us great barbecue north of the border, and you can taste that tradition when you come to Tommy's Barbecue. Dive into Tommy's rotisserie-style ribs and chicken, along with the crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, and the original hot and sweet sauces. Plus all those amazing desserts like Black Forest cake and strawberry cheesecake. Taste the tradition and so much more at Tommy's Barbecue, 999 Erie Street East. See you there, Windsor.
Welcome back to the 13th Annual WESPY Awards, sponsored in part by Eddie Azar Remax Realty, Mont's On Time Express, the Canadian Executive Search Group, and McTagg Law Firm. Batter up, softball and baseball is next.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Riverside Minor Baseball Association, Bill Kell and Tom Laporte. The female nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards: softball, Madison Clark, St. Clair College; Megan Lumley, St. Clair College; Lauren DeBono, Windsor Wildcats.
Male baseball nominees: Jack Zimmerman, Windsor Junior Selects, Windsor Lancers; Connor McKenna, St. Clair Green Giants; Kyle Breitner, St. Clair College, Tecumseh Thunder Seniors.
The female recipient is Lauren DeBono. And the male recipient, Kyle Breitner.
An 8-year veteran of the Wildcats, Lauren pitched in 26 of 42 games, going 18-3, while only giving up 58 hits, 15 walks, striking out 115 with a 161 ERA. She was one of only 2 players in Essex County to represent Team Ontario at the 2017 Canada Summer Games. Kyle had regular season ERA of 2.04 with almost 7 Ks per 9 innings. His playoff stats were 2-0 in 3 appearances and 22 Ks in 14 innings. He was voted to the National Championship All-Star team as the top right-handed pitcher. Lauren DeBono and Kyle Breitner, softball, baseball, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. Let's hit the ice. It's hockey time.
The Ed Jovanovski hockey category. Please welcome from our presenting partner, Stuart Fisher and Associates, Richard Poliani.
The female nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards: Ed Jovanovski Hockey, Kristen Swiatoshik, Southwest Wildcats, St. Thomas of Villanova High School; Kristen Lawrence, Windsor Lancers; Savannah Buzai, Southwest Wildcats, General Amherst Secondary School.
Ed Jovanovski male hockey nominees: Michael DiPietro, Windsor Spitfires; Liam McDougall, LaSalle Vipers; Tyler Scott, Essex 73s.
The winner of the Female Hockey Player of the Year is Kristen Lawrence. And the winner of the Male Hockey Player of the Year is Michael DiPietro.
As a Lancer, Kristen played in 24 games and scored 23 goals with 9 assists for 32 points. Her 23 goals placed her second in the country in goal production. In those goals, there were 5 game-winning goals. She also earned a spot on the second team All-Canadian. Last year's winner is back again. Michael played in 51 games, earning 6 shutouts. He was awarded the Windsor Spitfires Academic Achievement Award and Spitfires Player of the Year. His stellar performance in May of 2017 earned him the right to be called a Memorial Cup champion. Kristen Lawrence and Michael DiPietro, Ed Jovanovski Hockey 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. Please welcome from our presenting partner, Cintas Canada, Barry Garrett.
The female nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards: Dennis Farrell, Track and Field; Carly Moore of Sandwich Secondary School, Border City Athletics Club; Jasmine Scott Kilgo, Sandwich Secondary School, Border City Athletics Club; Chloe Walker, Vincent Massey Secondary School, Windsor Legion.
Dennis Farrell Male Track and Field nominees: Tyler Jones, Sandwich Secondary School, St. Clair College; Corey Belmore, Windsor Lancers; Noah Costa, Vincent Massey Secondary School, Windsor Legion.
And the Wespys go to Carly Moore and Corey Belmore.
Her list of first, second, and thirds at WEXA, SWASA, Regionals, and OFSA is amazing. Carly won WEXA Junior Girls MVP and SWASA Junior Girls MVP. She was the only athlete in Windsor Essex to come home with more than 2 OFSA medals. History has a way of repeating itself, and Corey is proof of that. While competing at OUA and U Sport Championships, he was often leading the way with competitions in Ontario, Canada Senior, Cote d'Ivoire, and Taiwan. He earned the Olympic Shield as top male athlete of the University of Windsor. Carly Moore and Corey Belmore, Dennis Farrell Track and Field 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. The WESPY Awards has always been about the athletes and their accomplishments in their particular sport. Recently, the committee decided to give special recognition, not for any particular sport, but more about what it takes to be a winner. The award that was created is the John DiNapoli Sports Community Service Award. John was a long-serving member of the WESPY committee and definitely a large part of the WESPY success story thus far. Please welcome from our presenting partner, St. Clair College, Royal Church. Joining Royal on stage are Sonia, Amanda, Alessandra, and Alexia DiNapoli.
The winner is Rob McIntyre.
Rob has been a volunteer coach in Windsor community for over 25 years. This past year, he acted as the head coach of both the Holy Names junior and senior football teams. Rob was co-convener of the WEXA Football League. In the past, he volunteered his time coaching baseball, swimming, track, rugby, and minor football. Rob has also been a volunteer coach for the Fratman football team and was a member of the board of directors of the AKO fraternity. Rob McIntyre, this year's John DiNapoli Award winner.
Thank you very much. Royal told me I only have 35 minutes for my speech, so I might be a little pressed here. No, I'll be quick. Royal called me a couple weeks ago to inform me that I had in fact won the John DiNapoli Award, and I was very proud because I knew it would be a moment for me to honor a good friend of mine. Shortly after that, Sonia and the girls called me, and the excitement in their voice was something special, and it really became emotional at that point. I first met John DiNapoli when I was playing Fratman football. We're on a bus trip to Ottawa. He just by chance, he's about 13 or 14 years old, and he volunteered as an assistant equipment manager. And by chance, he just sat in front of me. And he started talking, because that's how he was. He talked, and 9 hours later, he was still talking. And I was listening, and then for the next 25 or so years, that's kind of how our friendship went. Johnny would do a lot of talking, I'd listen a lot and maybe jump in every once in a while. But in that time, I saw John become an unbelievably integral member of our sports community. He got involved in almost every sport, continuously volunteering, whether it was Dominic's sidekick for anything Dom was doing, hockey, football, soccer, and he never missed an opportunity to tell me how great his daughters were doing in bowling. So he was a huge member of the sports community. And a few years ago, when Sonia called me and had told me that John had passed away, obviously it was one of the most difficult times of my life. I knew I'd lost a great friend, and I knew the Windsor sports community had lost one of its most valuable members. He truly was an example of what people should do to give back to the communities that they're a part of. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. I just want to thank a few people. First and foremost, my lovely wife, Stephanie, who is so very understanding and all the time that I volunteer or whatever I choose to do next. To show you how understanding she is, tonight is our 20th wedding anniversary, and we're at another sports banquet, so thank you. To Royal and Dominic and the rest of the WESPY committee, I know how hard you guys work. It's unbelievable what you do to promote sports in the Windsor and Essex County community. You're awesome at it. Thank you very much. To Sonia and the girls, the 3As, thank you for honoring me with this opportunity to say a few words about your dad. He was a great friend of mine, and I truly miss him. And lastly, to Johnny DeNaps, thank you for being an example. And I really miss you, brother. Thank you.
Now, for the McTagg Law Firm Courage and Determination Award, please welcome from our presenting partner, McTagg Law Firm, Tom Sarafimovsky.
I can hear Brad Hearn laughing. Unlike Brad and my good friend Dan Reiner, the McTagg Law Firm has been involved in this for a number of years. And we're very proud and honored, actually, to sponsor the Courage and Determination Award. This year's recipient is Bob Darragon, and I'd just like to say a few words about Bob. Bob was born, raised, and educated in Windsor, and baseball quickly became, and has always been, his first love. Bob received quality education at Christ the King Elementary School, Assumption College High School, and the University of Windsor, and he graduated with a master's degree in social work in 1984. Bob began playing organized baseball when he was the age of 5, and throughout his youth, he played Little League on a variety of teams in South Windsor District. Upon arriving at Assumption, Bob's baseball experience took on a new dimension due to the influence of Father Cullen. Throughout high school, Bob received quality coaching under the direction of Father Cullen, Harry Lumley, Rick Bauer, Bob Hayes, John Upham, and other dedicated men. It was during those years that his skills developed through exposure to highly competitive play against Michigan high school teams, and also his association with the Micmac Baseball Organization. Micmac Baseball broadened Bob's experience further with tournament play on both sides of the border and extending on to opportunities in New Mexico, Vancouver, New York, Quebec, and elsewhere. It was in Vancouver when he was 18. He received an MVP award of the tournament and then was subsequently signed by the Montreal Expos. Bob went on to play in the New York Penn League for a year and a half before returning to Windsor and resuming his baseball career locally with the Windsor Chiefs. On a professional level, Bob was in private practice as a psychotherapist for over 30 years, and throughout those years, he helped countless individuals and families. Bob is married for close to 36 years and is the proud father of 4 children. Bob's passion for baseball resurfaced throughout his son's baseball career when he found himself back on the field, coaching for the Windsor South Canadians, Windsor Titans, and the Windsor Selects. Having a bat, ball, and glove in hand has always provided comfort, but more importantly, emphasized the lessons learned on the playing field, namely the importance of courage and determination. Unfortunately, 4.5 years ago, Bob was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Initially, Bob chose to forego traditional treatment and increase his physical activity as a means of keeping the disease at bay. Bob's course of treatment today is multidisciplined. He remains committed to his previous practices, which include physical daily activity, exercises to sustain cognitive functioning, and within the last year, the introduction of traditional medication used to treat Parkinson's disease. Recently, Bob became the second local participant in Rock Steady Boxing, a program initiated through the Border City Boxing Club. Throughout the past 6 months, this program has expanded to include approximately 20 people locally with Parkinson's disease. Bob's boxing experience has contributed to hopefulness as he and his gym mates experience the benefits afforded through their participation. Bob does not view this diagnosis as an illness, but rather as a condition. The lessons learned on the baseball field, adversity, discipline, focus, sacrifice, self-control, team play, and lastly, courage and determination are serving him well. McTague Law Firm is honored to present the Courage and Determination Award to Bob Daragon.
Daragon, the McTague Law Firm Award for Courage and Determination. Welcome back to the stage, Dominic Papa.
So what do you think, folks? We doing okay tonight? I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's a great, great night. What an outstanding night. And all of you have made this very special. Thank you for really making this exciting. It's time to bring up a very special gentleman. He's become a very close friend of mine for sure. And again, right from the get-go here, he's been part of the WESPY Awards, but he also, like many others in this room, participates and also gives to many different sports entities. Very proud and pleased to introduce from Investors Group, Mr. Trevor LeDrew.
Good evening. Before I introduce Nadia, please enjoy a brief video.
You can almost feel the tension in the crowd here. Everyone, there's a hush sound now, as a matter of fact, as she begins.
Has gone on the board. That's perfection.
And that is Olympic history for Nadia Comaneci.
An unusual sight in gymnastics, a perfect score.
Nadia Elena Comaneci was born in Bucharest, Romania, and at the age of 9, she became the youngest gymnast ever to win the Romanian nationals. She also made history at the 1976 Summer Olympics when she was awarded the first perfect 10 in Olympic gymnastics for her routine on the uneven bars. During the remainder of the Montreal Games, Comaneci earned 6 additional 10s. She won gold medals for the individual all-around, the balance beam, and the uneven bars. She also won a bronze medal in the floor exercise and a silver medal as a part of the team all-around. Her official retirement ceremony took place in Bucharest in 1984. In 1989, Nadia defected to the United States, where she eventually moved to Oklahoma as she had reconnected with another accomplished gymnast, American Bart Connor. Their 1996 wedding was held in Bucharest, and their son Dylan was born in 2006. Today, Nadia is still involved with the Olympic Games as a commentator and is highly involved in fundraising for a number of charities. She personally funded the Nadia Comaneci Children's Clinic that provides free medical and social support for Romanian children. In 2003, the Romanian government appointed her as an honorary consul general of Romania to the United States. In addition, both Comaneci and Connor are involved with the Special Olympics. So please join me in welcoming our very special guest speaker this evening, Nadia Comaneci.
Good evening. Thank you. I feel like I competed yesterday. It's hard to believe I watched those videos. It's been 42 years ago. And I feel an amazing connection with Canada because this is where I scored the first perfect 10, actually, which was a 1.00. Which was very confusing at the time because I don't watch the scoreboard. And I thought I did a pretty good job. And I heard a big noise in the arena, so I turned my head and I see the 0.73 and a 1.00. And I looked at my teammates and I thought, a 1? I thought we did better than 1. So we didn't know at the time that the scoreboard had it was made just to go to 9.95 because the Swiss timing were told that nobody's going to score a 10. So the only way they made a 10 was to put a little decimal after the 1, and that became the history of the game. So I just want to thank you, Dom, and all of you for inviting me here tonight. It's a great way to celebrate all of you and to inspire a new generation of gymnasts, because I understand that this year you have for the first time awards for gymnastics, and I had some time today to meet a lot of little ones from Canada and also from the Romanian community, which I understand that's very rich here in Windsor, and I know that some of them are here tonight, and thank you for coming. So I will introduce Dom, which you already know. He suggested that we'll do a little bit of chit-chat. I don't know what he's going to ask me, and at the end...
I don't know what I'm going to ask you.
And at the end, we're going to do a dismount, which he doesn't know that I have something in mind.
She's warned me about this.
A.
I've been trying to avoid her on this one, but we'll see what happens here at the end. First of all, thank you, Nadia, for coming and making this night that much more special. It's special already because of our athletes that are here, the personnel that's here, but bringing you in has certainly brought it up to another level. I want to get to ask you, you've had a chance to talk to some people. You've spent the last day and a half here in Windsor.
Yes.
Unfortunately, most of it with me, and I apologize for that, but had no choice in that.
It wasn't bad.
Well, beside the parking lot fiasco at Metro Airport, it took us 40 minutes to find my car, so.
You misplaced the level, so.
Yeah. I couldn't see over the railing. But we managed to find it, and then we got caught in a traffic jam on the bridge, so. So I just thought, oh boy, the Wespies are in trouble tonight. Oh man, but we've gotten it down pat pretty good so far tonight. Your thoughts of our area?
It's really nice. You know, I live in Norman, Oklahoma, which is basically a beautiful community, and everybody seems to be a happy family. And I'm so happy that you all created this event to celebrate everybody who has worked hard, because we celebrate the athletes after they already become champions, which is very nice, but they also need that support when they start. And I've been there. You know, I was born in Romania, and at the time, the government was a big sponsor behind sports, so I had that support, but I know how difficult it is to get somebody in the back to be able to help all those athletes who have dreams, because we all watch the Olympics and we all want to be successful, and we get inspired by so many stories. Even now I watch the Winter Olympics, and I got inspired by so many people because I hear their story and where they come from and what it took them to get to that level. And I'm sure that all the little ones here have the same story.
How true is it that your mother had to get you involved in sports somehow, because you were just destroying the house?
You know, a lot of kids, they have a lot of energy, and so I was lucky that in the time when I was growing up, when there were not too many options for sports for women, there was a gym next to the house, and my mom was very worried because I used to do flips on the furniture and destroy part of it, and that was very unsafe, and she thought that temporarily going to the gym, that will solve the problem of too much energy.
Yeah, well, it still continues. There was something really significant to when you scored the perfect tens at Montreal, and you brought it to my attention, actually, and we were talking about it earlier today, and I want you to tell our audience here tonight about the 1.00, your number being 073, all of those significant things, and that it was the 21st Olympiad.
Well, as you probably, when you watch the video, at the time when we were competing in Montreal, there was no name. They didn't put a name, so every competitor had a number. So the Romanian team had 70s, in the 70s, and my number was 073. And after that, many years later, we kind of found a connection with that, because 73, 7 and 3 is 10. 7, I got 7 tens. I got 3 gold medals. 7 times 3 is 21, which was the 21st edition of the Olympic Games in Montreal. So I guess it was a lucky number.
It was quite the omen, that's for sure. Pretty impressive, though. Get in line, buddy. Talk to me, Nadia, about the pressures, I guess, of being I guess in Romania, and talking to Robert Stanescu from Alpha Gym and some of the other gymnasts here. You're like an icon, like you're a national treasure.
Yes, I am, and I am happy to go back, because I go back to Romania about 5-6 times, as you mentioned earlier. I have we created a clinic for the kids who cannot afford to pay when they get sick, and also a foundation to help also young athletes that also the parents cannot afford to help them play sports. So yeah, I am a Romanian. I will always be Romanian. I live most of the time in the States, in Oklahoma. People ask me why. Because I married Bart Connor, who was also an Olympic champion, and he actually is from Chicago, but he moved to Oklahoma to be coached by a coach that he liked. So that's where we have a gymnastic academy, but most of my work probably is also on the road doing anything that's connected to sports.
I got to give Paul a shout out. Paul Zirt is Bart's coach that Nadia is referring to, who has been tremendous in assisting me and helping put this together with Nadia, so I want to give a shout out to Paul.
Yes.
A lot of people may not remember, because 1980, the Olympics, of course, they were boycotted, but that was the last Olympics, I think, that Nadia competed in.
Yes.
And a lot of people weren't aware of that she actually did participate in the Olympics in 1980.
Yes, I did. A lot of people didn't watch because there was no broadcasting for the 1980 Olympics. And years later, after I arrived into the United States, I got a lot of questions for different people. Oh, you did the 1980 Olympic Games, but you didn't do very well, didn't you? And I said, well, I won 2 gold and 2 silver. I don't think that's that bad. So there was no coverage of that. Everybody remembers me from the 1976 Olympics, you know, the 14 and a half years old. And when I came to the States, I was an adult. And I started to get back to doing gymnastic exhibitions together with Bart for a couple of years. Of course, everybody recognized him because he hasn't changed a lot in so many years. And I got a few funny things when I was doing those gymnastic shows because, you know, as people recognize Bart, they go to him and say, would you like to give me an autograph? And Bart said, yeah, sure. Would you like an autograph from Nadia Comaneci? And they looked at me and said, wow, you were so cute when you were 14.
Yeah, you have a lot of good stories, actually. And unfortunately, it's your husband that takes the beating on them when it's always the punchline. Nadia stands out front and gets all the accolades instead of Bart.
No, we both get. We do.
Who's the better gymnast?
Let's put it this way. We have 11 medals in the house.
Yeah,
so we both contributed.
Very successful, that's for sure. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause, for sure. Of course, Nadia, being that she came from Romania, and at that time it was a communist country, so they really put the clamps on Nadia. They knew she was special, and it was because of that Nadia, through her bravery, through her determination, decided that she needed to leave her homeland, even though she loved it very much. And that in itself is a story, again, that creates such an inspiration. And a lot of people may not realize that Nadia actually lived in Montreal for almost a year and a half. It was kept hush, obviously, because of what was going on. But tell us a little bit about that, Nadia, and just what you had to go through.
Well, you know, after I retired, I did some coaching, and I worked at the Gymnastic Federation. I believe in 1981, there was a big gymnastic tournament exhibition in the States, 11 cities. And after that, my coaches decided not to come back to Romania, so they left, they defected. I went back, and since then, I couldn't get out of Romania at all for anything, not even either a visit or make a contribution or anything like that. And I decided many years later that I should do something about that. And as you mentioned, I crossed the border in the middle of the night with 6 other crazy people who wanted to get out of there, and just to be able to be free. Basically, I didn't know what would have happened to Romania. I didn't know that the revolution happened in Romania just 2 weeks after I left. Basically, it was very difficult because my family was left behind, and I knew that I will never see them again if Romania didn't change. And it was you know, a difficult experience, but the result was good because when I got there, I found some people that I connected with from the world of gymnastics, and then I watched back what happened in Romania, and then I reconnected with Romania and my family, so that's why I go back now and give back.
Yes, absolutely. Was there any part of that time period for you, Nadia, where you looked at it and say, boy, am I doing the right thing here? And how scared were you?
There was no time to think if I'm doing the right thing. It's basically an intuition that you have, and you take a chance. It's very fast, and I thought I'm doing the right thing, and I ended up that I was doing the right thing. And it's, you know, it's, when I look back now, I can't believe I've done it, but I'm happy I'm here with you all, celebrating all of you for your success.
Yes, thank God you did it, that's for sure. And thank God that Nadia sparked Romania to make the change. It's a free country now.
Yes, it is a free country, and I go back and I do a lot of things with my foundation, and somebody mentioned something about receiving a return. It was Charlie, Charlie, who came from California, no?
Yeah. She's got your number, Hotham.
It's just a feeling that's, it's hard to describe how you feel when you are able to do that in many different ways. Even today I was with those little girls and we're talking about fear. How do I pass fear if I want to do something on a balance beam? So I like those questions because I remember when I went through those and what went into my head and how I passed those difficult times and how you get there. So you just have to be a little better every day. You know, the results will come in time, and just to have around good people. And I see that everybody is surrounded by wonderful people.
Yeah, we have great people here, no question about it. Tremendous sports community. I asked Nadia, well, I've asked her questions all day, and yesterday she's probably tired of me talking, but I asked her, you know, what was her toughest sport, or what sport did she not like? And the response was?
What didn't I like? What was it?
What part of the gymnastics did you hate the most?
No, I don't say, I don't use that.
She doesn't hate anything.
No, I say, usually people ask you, what was your favorite event? And the favorite event is the one that you're good at. Less favorite event are the ones who are not as good at, but it's not that I hate any of them.
No, and she just takes the challenge. You've got to see a lot of the world. I think it was about a week and a half ago. I know I was just following up, doing some research, and there's Nadia in Monte Carlo with Prince Albert recently at an event. Thank God you've moved up who you're hanging out with tonight. But you're stepping it up, girl. You're stepping it up. God bless you. But
it was all connected to sports. We
Yeah.
do the same thing. It's an international awards like this. It's called the Laureus Awards. It's like a sports Oscars. We got to give the male award to Roger Federer, which is an amazing athlete, an amazing human being, great tennis player. There is an academy of legends who are retired from sports, like Martina Navratilova, Mark Spitz, Fittipaldi, Boris Becker. We all donate our time to travel the world, to use sport as a tool to change the life of children who don't have opportunities. And the award is just the cherry on the pie. That's what we celebrate every year, the athletes who have done great last year. But actually, the most important thing of this is the Sport for Good Foundation.
And even somebody like Nadia gives back for free, believe it or not. That's unbelievable. Great stuff. A lot of young athletes here. Of course, you met a number of them today as well. Always, with somebody so accomplished like yourself, Nadia, they seek advice and knowledge. What can you pass on to them and tell them to really keep in perspective?
I'm just thinking of what was in my head when I was that age. To love what you do, to have passion for it, to be surrounded by great people, to try to be a little better every day. And the the best thing is that you don't have to be born in any particular place to be the best in the world. You can be born anywhere as long as you try to put all those things together.
All right. Any last thoughts? Anything that you want to say to this special group of people here tonight, Nadia?
I just want to thank you for being here and supporting this event, which was a great idea from the beginning, and I understand that's been growing every year, and I'm hoping that every year will grow for these athletes to see how much they are appreciated and respected. And also, thank you to all the sponsors. I met so many people last night. You took me to your friend Greg.
Van, where's Van at?
Here, who made me.
Van's still on cloud 9. You know what? Van's a pretty tough guy, but he was a bowl of mush. I'll tell you. When Nadia walked in and he stumbled and he couldn't even believe his eyes. But yeah, Van took good care of us last night.
Everybody's been great, and I feel the family love everywhere in the city. And as I mentioned earlier, I am going to do something for you. Actually, we're going to do something together. Which, last night I came here to see how the room looks.
This would be a good time
And I said, Tom, it would be really nice if you just run from there and try to do a Tsukahara layout. And he said he doesn't have enough space to run.
That's right. I don't know Mr. Sukahara either, so. This might be a good time for a power failure here.
So then I said that if we do a dismount, he mentioned there's not enough cushion here. So that's not going to be.
I've got enough cushion, but, you know.
So I'm thinking, what can we do that's going to be like, memorable?
All right. Nick, I hope that camera's not working properly.
So I'm thinking maybe we do something like, something from my floor routine. I used to do something like this.
What was that one? Okay, everybody close your eyes, okay?
Okay.
Oh, you want me to get off the stage?
No, here.
Oh, all right.
So we did something like this at the beginning, Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
Okay.
Slow down.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you turn this way.
Hey, I didn't say it was going to be pretty, guys.
Okay, and now we finish up with this famous.
This is definitely the end of my career. My broadcaster
This famous
is done.
pose, this famous pose like that.
Okay, hold on. What am I got?
Okay.
Okay.
Your hair looks a little funny, but.
Yeah, it's shaking.
I think we should give him a round of applause now.
Need the encouragement. Are we done?
Yeah, you want more?
Oh. I think you should give him a move.
Nah,
Sign off with a good move.
Next time.
All right.
Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you. Let's bring Trevor back up here, Trevor LeDrew. As has become custom here, Trevor LeDrew is very generous in presenting our keynote guest with a gift on behalf of the WESPYs, and of course, Barron's championship rings, Peter Canis and Drina Zinnik-Barron are very generous in putting this together with Trevor. So we have a gift here for Nadia.
So Nadia, I find it remarkable in a world where women, talented women, are fighting for equality and for respect, that at such a young age you were able to accomplish what you accomplished, a true pioneer for women. And on behalf of... Yeah, sure. On behalf of the WESPYs Investors Group and Barron Rings, we have a special WESPY ring for you to cement this event for you. Thank you very much. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Nadia Comaneci. All right, yeah, if we can, thanks, Jim, and thanks, Rich. Give Jim and Rich a hand. Again, So many great people helped put this thing together. They were here yesterday. And where's, there's Natalie, Kayla, my stepdaughter, my beautiful stepdaughter, Natalie. Where's Charlie? Charlie, come over here. Come up here, ladies. Charlie and Natalie, they work with me in Saginaw, actually. They do a great job for the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. Natalie's been with us for about almost 10 years now, I think, close to it. But they run the show behind the scenes, getting the athletes to their destinations. And Kayla, of course, has become very dear to me. So these are our trophy girls this year, and I always like to point them out because they wear those heels all night, and they don't complain at all to me. So give them a round of applause, though. All right. The beautiful Patty Handysides, I think, is up next, and I think we're going to ask Nadia to come back up on stage. Correct?
Thanks, Dom, and thank you from everyone here for not trying to dismount. The WESPY Awards works very hard to keep up with sport as it changes, evolves, and grows in Windsor-Essex. And this year, we're very pleased to add to our list of recognized athletes the sport of gymnastics. Please welcome back from our presenting partner Investors Group, Trevor Lejeune, Tom Deslip from Rose City Gymnastics, and joined by Nadia Comaneci. Nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards: Gymnastics, Alexandra Jubenville, WinStars Gymnastics; Lindsay Chia, Rose City Gymnastics; Daniel Hodare, Windsor Alpha Gymnastics Academy.
So the award goes to Lindsay Chia.
Lindsay was quite shy when she started in gymnastics, but her confidence in her abilities has changed all of that. In 2017, she attended 3 high-level competitions, plus a level 10, 16-plus competitions in Las Vegas. Her results: 3rd in vault, 3rd in bars, 2nd on the beam, 1st in floor, and 1st all around. She's competed against some of Canada's best gymnasts, including Olympians.
She just told me that she came to the Nadia Comaneci International Invitation, which is a competition that we do every February. So, girls, next time.
Lindsay Chia, Gymnastics, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipient. And once again, the king of the balance beam, Dominic Papa.
Patty, I love you. I love you, Patty. Thank you. I know you just want to see me in tights, right?
Later.
Not.
Mark, I don't want to show you. So, where are we going? Oh, okay. Well, last year, again, Nadia obviously continues a tremendous trend of keynote guests, keynote speakers here at the WESPY Awards. Last year, again, was a historic year for the WESPY Awards. We had our first hometown speaker, and that was the head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks, Joel Quenneville. And it was at that time I spoke to the selection committee, and you know, we want to always commemorate the people that have come through our community and gone on to great things. And of course, Coach Q is a Hall of Fame coach. He'll be in the Hockey Hall of Fame one day after he finishes all 5 fingers of cup rings on his hand, so which you'll probably get there. But it was decided that we would create the Joel Quenneville Coach of the Year, and of course, this is a major award for us. So I will send it back over to Mark, I believe, or Patty. Sorry, Patty, that's what you get when you make comments like that. It's okay. But yeah, we'll send it back to Patty, and she'll introduce the Joel Quenneville Coach of the Year.
Please welcome from our presenting partners, Scotiabank Ed Futo and Tanya Jazik.
13th Annual WESPY Awards Coach of the Year nominees: Rocky Thompson, Windsor Spitfires; Dave Cooper, St. Clair College, St. Clair Green Giants; Rob McIntyre, Holy Names High School;
And this year's winner of the Joel Quenville Coach of the Year Award is
Rocky Thompson, Windsor Spitfires.
After 8 seasons coaching with the WHL's Edmonton Oil Kings and the NHL's Edmonton Oilers, Rocky Thompson was named head coach of the Windsor Spitfires in July of 2015. Thompson led the club to back-to-back 40-win seasons with the Spitfires bench before guiding the team to a 3rd Memorial Cup championship in 2017. Following the historic title season, Thompson was hired as the head coach of the Chicago Wolves, an AHL affiliate of the expansion Vegas Golden Knights.
Obviously, I'm not Rocky Thompson, but on his behalf, he did ask that the players and, of course, his coaching staff get some recognition. Everybody in here knows it's a team effort, and Rocky just wanted me to relay that message. Thank you.
Accepting for Rocky is John and Steve Savage, Michael DiPietro, and Bill Bowler.
Hey folks, just want to let you know where our 50-50 prize draw sits. It's over $960 to the winner, and the other half, $960 plus, goes to the Windsor Essex Sports Foundation.
From our presenting partner, the University of Windsor, Mike Havey for Athlete of the Year.
Thank you, Patty.
Nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards. Female Athlete of the Year. Kristen Swiatoshchik, Villanova High School, Southwest Wildcats. Emily Prevost, Windsor Lancers. Carly Moore, Sandwich Secondary, Border City Athletics Club.
Thank you, Patty. And this year's WESPY Award for the Female Athlete of the Year goes to Carly Moore.
Carly competes in 5 different categories and has amazing success in all 5. Along with her local MVP honors, she set a new WEXA record in the 300-meter hurdles, a record that has stood for 13 years. At the provincial level, she earned bronze at the Ontario Athletic Track and Field Championships in the 4x100-meter relay and was 4th at the Ontario Athletic Track and Field Championships in the 100-meter hurdles. Carly Moore, Female Athlete of the Year, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipient.
Please welcome from our presenting partner, Canadian Executive Search Group, Paul Bordigno.
th Annual WESPY Awards Male Athlete of the Year nominees: Michael DiPietro, Windsor Spitfires; Andrew Garrett, Windsor Clippers Lacrosse; Lionel Sanders, Triathlete Ironman Competition.
The winner of this year's award, and I've been told it's a special one, it is a tie, Lionel Sanders and Andrew Garrett.
As a 5th-year graduate of Clippers
13th Annual
Lacrosse,
WESPY Awards
Andrew has
Male
led the
Athlete of the
program
Year.
as the team's all-time scoring leader. As team captain, he matured well beyond his years and always led by example. He was the first guy to volunteer for community events or working with minor players. Selected in the draft by the Vancouver Stealth, he is completing his education in British Columbia and pursuing his dream of playing professional lacrosse. The machine that is Lionel Sanders keeps getting 2 triathlons and 2 Ironman competitions, as well as finishing second in the famous Hawaii Ironman. He has set a world record at McMaster, was Canada's Triathlete of the Year, and was Triathlon Canada Magazine's Triathlete of the Year. Andrew Garrett and Lionel Sanders, Male Athlete of the Year, 13th Annual WESPY Award recipients. Accepting for Andrew Garrett was his father, Barry.
I think Trevor must have the rest of it. All right, final award of the night. As much as I hate to say that, I've had a really good time tonight, and I hope everybody here has enjoyed this night. Again, just a quick shout out, say thank you to everybody that's here. Again, we appreciate everything you're doing for our sports community to keep everything alive. Just a tremendous amount of people here, and I'm very fortunate. I've got a lot of great friends. Even this year, we have the Essex 73 group here with us tonight. Normally they're playing this year, but from what I'm told, they're letting Lakeshore borrow the cup this year, so good for you guys. But just a great organization, the Essex 73s. The university's here with their leader, Mike Havey. St. Clair College is here, a number of their coaches. The Spitfire Brass is here tonight. Just so pleased with the turnout here tonight. And again, hopefully we can all get back together again next year and do this again and keep the word out about our tremendous sports community that we have here. Again, my sponsors, Dave Cassidy, Charlie, Jim, Dan, Brad, thank you so much for your support. Team of the Year. This is always what we finish with because we talk about team, and how important it is to be team. And I can tell you, folks, I think our selection committee all lost sleep trying to figure this one out. I think they're all losing their hair, they've turned gray, and this was just a really tough category. A lot of the categories this year were really tough, and you can see why with the nominees that we have here. But the Team of the Year this year was probably one of the toughest ones. So, Patty Handysides, introduce the nominees, our final category of the evening.
Thanks, Dom. Please welcome from our presenting partner, J.P. Thompson Architects Limited, Mark Bolio and Colin McDonald. Nominees for the 13th Annual WESPY Awards. Team of the Year. Holy Names High School Football. St. Clair College Men's Baseball. Windsor Spitfires Hockey.
And the winner is Holy Names High School Football.
The 2017 Holy Names Knights football team achieved its most successful season in their 31-year history. The team posted a 12-0 record on the season, outscoring their opponents 452-93. They were WEXA, SWASA, and OFSA champions, winning over a senior program that had never lost a football game. Accepting the award are Rob McIntyre and Michael Herzog. Holy Names High School Football, Team of the Year.
Obviously, a tremendous honor. When Royal called and talked about some of the awards we were nominated for, I knew Michael was up for the award. A lot of deserving nominees, but this is the one that was really important to us. We had a tremendous group of young men come in. The previous year, we'd lost to Herman in the finals, which we did several times before that, as many people know. But what was different this time was the minute the season was over, these kids were in the weight room working out, pulling each other in, bringing the new kids in and making sure that they were working hard from the end of the previous season all the way through our last season. It was really, really a testament to their effort. They put in a tremendous effort for probably about 14 months. And it showed. It showed in the way they played. It showed in the way they came together as a team. I've coached a lot of football and been involved from Windsor Minor all the way up to the CFL. And I don't know if I've ever been involved with a team that's committed to each other like this one did. So we really appreciate the award. It's well earned by all the players, and we thank you very much.
All right, let's turn up the lights a little. And we're going to do our 50-50 draw, and then we can let you leave for the evening. Nadia, please come up on the stage to do the draw for us. Again, thank you to everybody. Thank you to the production crew, led by Darren DiCarlo and Andy Harrington. Andy, of course, works with me in Saginaw. He came all the way from Saginaw to help us here today. Thanks, Andy. To the Atlas guys back there, thank you again. And you know what? Hopefully we can get back together again next year and do this and do it up a little bit better. But I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight, and I hope everyone understands why we do this. So thank you.